Hey, here we are.
Hey, look at this.
Yeah.
Hi,
Everybody on lockdown.
Oh, it's brutal.
It hadn't been that bad for me, really.
Same.
I'm eating and drinking too much, but,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm drinking too much.
yeah, it
And
sounds like you are.
I'm not drinking. I'm
How
not
are you not drinking?
because I still have to get up at 3 a.m. And it's
Oh,
like,
So, what do you do? I mean, aren't you a sports reporter?
yeah, it's been fun. You know what it reminds me of? Our show now sounds like our show used to sound.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
we can do fun stuff. You guys know. I mean, I like sports enough, but remember, like, I did a 4-minute report on our show. Like, it wasn't a big deal.
right.
And so now, like, I've been telling my guys, like, hey, we get a chance to stretch our legs a little bit and like have some fun and do bits and so like we're doing new releases or new release as Jay calls it.
I hate you.
So
oh my
like
gosh.
we're doing all kinds of stuff that like it's like we're just like a regular morning show now, but there's a little bit of sports news thrown in because there's very little coming out there. But dude, I'm having more fun now. I mean, I miss baseball season. That's kind of where we made our bread and butter.
Yeah.
But without it, it's like, all right, we have to be creative. And like, I'm working 50,000 times harder than I was. Because if the Padres played on a Tuesday night, Wednesday, we're good. We talk about the Padres. And
The whole time.
without the pods or anything else, I'm just like,
No
all right.
audio, no nothing.
Well, we had no audio of the games or anything, but I'm like cracking the whip about like, hey, we got to get together, we got to be creative. So it's been fun. Our show's been good, but it's long. It's long. It's 24 hours a day. I think about it pretty much. I'm like losing my mind.
How about this for a show pitch for you?
Got me in a little trouble, my
You call us while we are drinking and ask us sports trivia.
Sports trivia questions. Yeah, if I knew any. My partner Ben could do it though in a second. Like he's like this. That's kind of our dynamic. Is he's the sports guy, and I'm the guy that just loves radio. I love radio.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know how you keep getting up in the morning.
Dude, because I'm done at I usually am penis in hand by like 9:35. So you can't really beat that, right? Like
You can beat it.
like I'm done. Especially now, we're not in an office, so at 9 o'clock I'm like, see you later, and I'm out. It's great.
So nobody cares. Oh, you're not, yeah. Because you're doing it from home.
Yeah, man. Well, Ben, my co-host Ben has his parents have a guest house, so we're in their guest house. No one's ever in it, and so we stay 6 feet apart. We have what's the machine, Jay? Like the Comcast or whatever it's called.
Yeah, just the broadcast. Yeah.
Like a broadcast machine. And so it's him and I there. Our producer, Paul, is back in the studio in the building with the other producers that stay different studios. There's nobody else in the building. It's desolate. It's pitch black. Like there's nobody there.
Wow.
Man,
So-
why wasn't it always that way? That was the worst part of our job when they made us sit around after the show till 1 o'clock.
The worst.
Like, why are we here? I just want to go home and have a nap and then I'll do some work.
Like some of my worst memories of us all working together were those meetings because you bust your ass to be funny and like entertaining for 4 hours. And then they're like, all right, cool. We're going to do a meeting till 3 p.m. And you just sit there and be like, what the fuck are we doing?
Especially if you had to do an all company or all station meeting and you've been there since 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning. Yeah. So we start at 5. I turn the mic on at 5. Like I'm up at 3:20. I'm at the thing by 4. Now I used to get there about 4:30 for the 6 o'clock. So it wasn't too bad. But dude, 6 to 10, we're the only sports show in town. We're the only sports station that does 4-hour shows. Everybody else does 3. We do 4. I'm like, God damn it. So it's so fun. It reminds me a lot of us because, for the most part, it's fairly peaceful, and it could be peaceful with us at times. But the creativity is really fun, and like the execution of really funny stuff. it's different. Obviously, it's different. We have a different dynamic, but I still have so much fun doing it. Like I still love it so much.
I couldn't get up that early anymore.
Even the getting up just doesn't bother me. I'm just used to it now. I
I
love it.
never got used
Never
to
did.
No, you never did. You never did. You hated it.
You
Yeah.
guys, I'm drinking coffee right now.
Me too.
Sienna was no problem. Even when you were pregnant, you were always there and in like a good mood.
Yeah.
Jay
Not
was.
after the baby. After the baby, I was just a walking zombie. I was
Oh,
saying,
dude.
I hate everyone and everything.
You were back after what? 6 weeks?
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Pumping.
And I was
Pumping.
24. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have any friends with a baby. I was just
No.
like, oh, the baby's crying. I feed it. I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
How old is Sage? How old's Sage right now? Is she 9?
She'll be 10 this summer. Yeah.
So you had a baby 7 years before I did.
It's crazy.
When I finally had a baby, I think I texted you within like the first week and was like, girl,
You're like, this is
how were you on the radio pumping?
I
Pumping.
don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Pumping. I used to pump in
Pump.
Mikey's office.
In Mikey's office.
Came up with a
In
jingle.
there.
Oh
For
my
sure there was a camera in there, right?
For sure there was a camera in there.
100%.
Bobs.
Mikey still has the footage.
Oh,
Bobs.
Bobs.
Don't you remember it was pumpers like to pump?
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
That's the
Yeah, no,
last
so
the dignity of it all.
There was no dignity at all.
and Jenna just turned 19. She's going to the University of San Francisco.
Hey, how old is Waverly now?
25.
Like looking at the sun.
My wife is 30.
Yeah, there you go. You were right on track. You were
I-
right. You know-
Literally was right on track.
Right on track.
Wow.
Oh, and
She
then
have an-
Weston is.
Does she have an Instagram or what are we doing here?
She does.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, she's online.
Jay, she does.
She does. Trust me, she does.
Yay!
That was one of my favorite bits ever. And I can tell the real story now. Mikey sent me out to do hidden audio or like street audio. So I go out and do it in like San Marcos or whatever. I get the audio. I go home. I load it. I edit it. I send it back to him. And then I'm like, cool. Light up a joint and smoke a joint. I'm high as fuck. Sitting in my house. My phone rings. Dude, what's up? This audio's terrible. You got to go out and do it again. And I'm like, what? And I'm so high. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm so high. I go back to like the strip mall. And that's when like you guys started ripping on my voice the next day because I was so
baked.
high.
It
was
sounded like you were high.
I was like, hey, what's up? How are you? Like I was talking like some hot girl in front of the hair salon. And that's why, because I was so stoned. And he made me do it again. I was like, please don't make me do it again.
Please don't. Make me.
Oh, it was the worst. But it got like, I don't know, 2 hours of riffing the next day.
That was the best.
So great.
That was like when I got too drunk and did the drunk interview, but other people were supposed to be drunk, but I was the one that was hammered. And I was so scared. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot bring this in. And then it ended up same thing, being like, I still don't think he was happy about it.
No, he was never happy.
No.
Yeah.
But
I still didn't
we
hear the end of it, but
were all like, dude, that's gold. And you
Yeah,
figure usually if like 4 people are like, bro, that's gold,
yeah.
people will acquiesce. I do the same thing now. If they're like, no, that's really funny, I'm like, all right, let's roll with it. But
That honestly was the only way I got through most of those shows because Mikey was always like so bent out of shape at me for something.
always.
And you guys would go, no, man, that's good. I'm like,
Oh, no, it's good. Let
Thank
it go.
you.
Let it go.
thank you for God's sakes. You know, he's like, I can only take so much yelling at me, you know?
We were like a couple of neglected siblings that had to stick together.
Look after each other. Like, hey.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. He was always super nice to me.
Oh, he was. He loved you.
That's true.
He could do no wrong.
The golden child.
I remember the day that you were let go. He cried like a baby.
Oh my gosh, it was you. he was in the room hysterically crying while Rick Jackson was talking to me, and I was comforting him.
Yeah. You're like, no. Honestly, this is probably better.
I was like, it's gonna be okay. I have a baby at home. I'm so tired.
I'm so tired.
I
Exhausted.
went home and slept like a baby for the first night in
Yeah.
11 months.
Oh yeah, my first day that I quit that night, I was like, ah.
Oh yeah.
It's
And
so
like,
funny
I
too
lost
because
like 30 pounds like in 2 weeks. I was like, all the stress and everything was gone.
I've never do you miss it? Do you guys miss it at all? Any of you?
I
Dude.
missed the
I
good
do.
stuff.
Yeah.
I miss this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blocked out. I honestly like have blocked and blacked out most of the bad stuff.
Same.
Because it's like, what am I gonna do? Just sit around and dwell on it? Like that
Right.
serves me nothing. But sometimes I'll think of a moment, or like I'll think of a bit we did, and then I'll think of the meeting where like I cried, or I cried when I got home, or whatever it was, and I'm like, oh gosh, like that part was awful. But the bummer was like how when it was fun, it could have just been like that all the time.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing for me too is like I just after that ended and then I was just by myself and I was like, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I didn't move out here to play hey, here's Black Keys. Like I didn't want to do that. I missed the creativity and I didn't know how much I loved that part of it until I had to be a jock, and I didn't want to be a jock. I didn't want to do it, and you know, I tried 100 other fucking things and finally found one that hit again to where I look forward to, like I used to look forward to walking in every day. When we first started, it was I think Sienna was always the first one there, then Jay, then me, then LOB, then Mikey. But like that moment before the show with like 3 or 4 of us, before Mikey got there, usually the 4 of us like shooting the shit and like catching up, and Sienna's doing her stories and I'm doing my sports and LOB's fucking editing audio and shit and Jay's doing drops and stuff. Like those were the best times. And I missed, after it ended, I missed all that, like from all the other 25 fucking shows I tried to do.
Yeah. Well, you were last man standing too, which was
100%. And I hated it. I fucking hated it. It was awful. And I mean, I was appreciative of the opportunity, but you know, trying to bring other people in and then like do what we did, it never worked. Until now I kind of have it. But even then, I mean, like my co-host has another full-time job. He does sports on television at night.
Wow.
So we thought we had it bad. That dude goes to bed at 1 a.m. And so he comes in a little bit later, but not a lot later.
Dang.
So he does the 2 worst shifts you can do. He does them both every day. But now there's not really sports on TV, so they got him doing other shit. So we have a little bit of a reprieve. But I'm telling you, man, the times in the studio with us when we weren't on the air were always the best part for me. Always. The on-air shit was great, but the off-air, fuck, man, I never laughed so hard in my life.
Oh yeah.
Lauren, what are you doing? I mean, are you acting still? Or are you doing shows or?
I don't know if you guys can tell by all the logs behind me, but right now I'm in Big Bear.
Oh, are you?
I was like, what's happening behind
Yeah, I
me?
was wondering the same thing. I'm like, why is she in a log
like-
cabin?
Like a rustic vibe you're going? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, ceiling fan behind my head. Now we're in Big Bear for the summer.
The whole summer?
Yeah, until the end of July, because we were in this like tiny little house that was like a great location in LA in this like family friendly little neighborhood, and the walls were closing in real fast.
Yeah, real fast.
And we rent, and it was month to month, and we were kind of like, what are we gonna do? We just gonna like wait this out? Are we gonna be on lockdown all summer, and it's gonna be like hot as balls in the house, and then we're not gonna go anywhere? We lived walking distance to the beach, so it was like, that's what we were in the beginning of quarantine. Like I lost weight. We were like active all the time. Like all this, I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
And then once they closed the beaches, I was like, ah, fuck. And then they closed the playgrounds, and there was just nowhere. We had like a yard this big. And we lived really close to like the sidewalk where people were walking by all the time. And I was like, if like I leave the windows open and some like MFer just sneezes out.
Yeah.
So we were like, what do? We almost packed up an RV and like moved to the East Coast. We were kind of, but I have like some acting stuff that's coming through virtually. It's really weird. Like after this, I'm gonna film an audition for a tampon commercial.
Ah,
Not like the tampon, not like the, but I'm gonna be like out in the wilderness, like
Yeah.
being,
Riding
like,
horses,
like-
shooting deer.
I'm so active, even with my tampon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can look what I can do while I have a tampon.
You would never know that
Yeah. He looks like everybody else.
Am I on my period or aren't I?
Yeah.
You can't
There's
tell.
no way to know. Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to do like some of this stuff. Matt and I were running a company before this, but the company we were running was booking out entertainment
Oh, fuck.
at hotels and events
Oh yeah.
and restaurants.
Beaches, restaurants,
Every single place you cannot go. So
parks. Yeah.
yeah, so the nice thing is because we were incorporated and we like went through all the trouble of doing that, and we payrolled ourselves, like I can collect a tiny bit of unemployment.
Yeah.
His salary is like an eighth of what it was. So we were just like, we're actually saving money out here. Our place is
Good.
size. There's a national park right there. Jay, you would love it. There's like
Oh.
people on their bikes all the time.
I love Big Bear.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
It's
Yeah, there's like miles.
Great
and
idea.
Yeah, so we're just here for the summer, waiting it out. I'm getting like a random stuff that comes in that's something.
Yeah.
But that was what I was trying to do full time. We were kind of coming up on this like, we just gonna live in LA forever, or are we waiting for like something to happen before we're like, all right, That's what-
Yeah, we're fine again. Are you
Yeah.
still doing the Hootenanny?
kind of. We're doing it like Tuesday and Thursday. I'm pretty reluctant about the whole thing. Which the Hootenanny, if anyone doesn't know, it started out as like music lessons because
it's adorable.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Bo did it, but Bo has a attention span of a 2-year-old.
I know. Every time Miles is 3.5, and when he gets on a Zoom, like you do, Sienna, with your kids, it's like he's like 3 minutes in, and then is like, ooh. And so I don't know how any of these kids, but we have like probably 20 people that are still interested. We started out with like 600. So,
Yeah.
It's kind of to the point where you tell the 20 people, you're like, you know what, just fuck off. We're done.
yeah, I kind of am like, do you guys want to do a Zoom or something? Because now at this point, it feels like really awkward that we're still doing it.
It's been wild that like all of the virtual stuff that everybody has been doing and trying, and that goes for entertainers, actors, musicians, radio people. Like, of course, our bosses, you can imagine, are like, no, let's do some virtual this and virtual that. And you've seen it like, holy shit, we have 500 people watching this fake Padre game we're playing.
Right.
Friday, there was like 30, 25, 30. You're like, and I was way into it. And this was like the only Zoom I was looking forward to doing in forever. Because I'm just over it all.
Yeah, so many podcasts. Everybody's got a podcast on how to do a podcast.
Yeah. 100%.
It's so saturated. Like we got in early because because Matt is in events. And so like early March, he was having cancellations, like things were dropping like flies. And we were like, oh, this is happening. So we kind of like got into it real early and captured people. And then it's like, everybody has like a Zoom for this and that and conference calls. So I'm not taking it personally whatsoever, but yeah, it is so like, I see the celebrities have dropped off a little bit because they can't get their Botox injections and
Yeah, their hair, the roots are starting to show.
When we started in the quarantine, so I told my producer, I go, all right, all bets are off. Get anybody and anyone, and we can just say, hey, we're checking in with so and so to see how they're handling the quarantine. We had fucking Nikki Glazer on. We had all these, like, everyone was just bored, and they would come on with us and shoot the shit. Dude, we can't buy. Well, we had Steve Kerr, who's the Warriors coach, on last week, which was huge. But other than that, every day we are struggling because people are like, dude, I've done 100 radio interviews. I've done Zooms. I'm over it. Leave me the fuck alone. I want to hang out.
I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to eat. I'm going to drink.
And so we went from like, holy shit, this is great. We can get fucking Eddie Murphy on. And like now we can't get a fucking soul on.
Yeah.
Yep. Sienna, what are you up to?
Oh my gosh, I'm just losing it.
Yeah.
Lose it?
I'm like trying to go for walks as much as I can. I just got a puppy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting puppies. My
Yeah.
wife wants a puppy. I'm like, we have 2 dogs. No.
Yeah.
It's the time. So I'm homeschooling the kids. Jenna's home from college in San Francisco. We have Zipper, who's almost 11, and she's a dachshund. She's getting
Zipper. I remember Zipper.
Zipper.
Zipper, yeah. And then yeah, so we just got a dog from Helen Woodward, a little lab.
Oh
Australian,
my God.
and his name is Moose.
You're in so much trouble.
I know, but he's so sweet, and we're crate training him. He's doing pretty well.
He's going to eat the walls in your house. He's
Yeah.
going to
The
chew.
You have an Australian cattle dog, don't you?
No, I have Dutch Shepherds. I have 2 Dutch Shepherds.
Why
They're
did I
pretty.
think you had an Australian cattle dog?
They look kind of crazy like a cattle dog. They both, their ears do stand up. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Are
this
your
one
dogs-
has the lab ears, so they hang down. But
Yeah.
should I
My
show
daughter
him?
has a lab, and
Should I
he's
go get him?
giant.
I have to show him. I'll be right back.
Yeah, show him.
Jay, are your dogs still eating bones and pooping white?
They do. Well, we kind of backed them off a little bit. So Baja, when we were in Baja, we were down, I think 2 years ago in Scorpion Bay, and we found him, and he looks just like our other dog, Bear.
Yeah.
And so they were eating me out of house and home. I couldn't keep chicken necks because we were trying to feed him, hey, you want to be real healthy? So now we kind of mix it in.
Jasper likes them and I like them. Now Baja eats them.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Look how big they are.
I know.
Gosh.
Goodness, look at that tongue.
I know. He's super cute.
Oh, I love those paws. Oh, you can be a big boy.
Oh
Yeah, you're in trouble.
cool.
I know. I know. Here's a chair.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
So cute.
Sage is so grown up.
Miles asked the other night, I was like putting him to bed, and he was like, you can pet dogs. You just have to ask first, and you have to be gentle. And I was like, yeah, that's right. And he's like, can we get a dog? And I was like, look, I'm all for it. You can ask Daddy. And he goes, yeah, I will. But remember when I asked you for a brother, and I still don't have a brother? And I was like, oh, so this was like the lead-in.
Yeah.
Like, you said yes to that. So I was like, he goes, can I help make one? And I was like, oh, buddy.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
That's
No.
frowned upon.
I'm going to say no.
Don't
We're in
ever say
Big Bear, not Kentucky.
Oh my gosh.
Shoot.
So you definitely no brother, no sister for Miles?
I mean, I'm not like, the thing is, Miles was such a hard baby. And I had him late too. And he was such a hard baby that I was like, yeah, when he gets easier, like, then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
And then, like, now he's 3.5 and he's still the same kid he was, like, when he started kicking. He's just like a nonstop, like, Sonic the Hedgehog type of person. So I'm like, oh man, part of me wishes I had just like stacked him back to back.
And
Yeah.
3, in my opinion, 3 is the absolute hardest age.
Yeah, he's like, now he's nearing 4 and he's getting easier, but it was
It's
like,
a light switch goes off at 4 where they like kind of start getting it and they don't.
yeah, he can like talk about stuff. 2 for me honestly wasn't that bad. He was a really like verbal kid, and I felt like I was like, okay, like this is kind of fun. And then like a month before his 3rd birthday, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Every parent, right, Jay?
Yeah.
3 is
Every
hard.
parent. A lot of people wait till their first kid goes off to kindergarten, so at least you have some relief,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I know.
But-
I'm like creaky, and like sometimes when I stand up, I'm like,
Oh,
back. for no
it just gets worse. Yeah, it just
I
gets
just
worse.
realize I'm going to be like 70 when my kids are in high school.
Oh, you absolutely.
reason.
How
look
old
at
are you
her.
now? What?
So I'll be 45 in July,
Oh, you're still fine.
and we'll have a 2.5-year-old and then a 1 on the way in November.
At
So
least you got a young mother to take care of you
Yeah.
and the kids.
Oh,
yes,
Yeah.
That's
indeed.
the thing.
She'll wheel you around. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't give a shit, man. Yeah, no, like he was tough when he was born. He was colicky for 90 days straight, and I had just started at Mighty 1090.
Oh.
Never done sports radio. Like, I'm a fucking wreck all the time. I am like, I would come home from work and be like, I've got Wyoming basketball game because I don't know shit and I sound like a fucking idiot on the phone. Like, and Hannah would be like, you have to help with the I was like, I called my mom one day and I go, I can't do it. I fucking can't do it. I'm moving. I'm going to Mexico. I'm gonna be a cockfighter and I'm fucking out of here. And I was going to pack a bag and I was like, I can't do this. It's so fucking hard. And like no sleep ever. And Bo for 90 days. The best, my favorite story was I took him out for a drive one night at it was like 2. And I go, she's got to sleep. Like, she's not sleeping. But I'll take him out for a drive. So I'm driving around. My fucking phone rings. It's my buddy Boxy. He goes, what are you doing? I go, I'm driving Bo around. He goes, can you give me a ride home from Jimmy O's?
Oh, my God.
Are you kidding me?
I swear to God. So I pull up to Jimmy O's at 2:15 a.m. He's like stumbling out. He tries to bring a girl in my car.
Oh, no.
Bo's in the back.
Someone said she'd be on the other, Bo in the middle.
Dude, I go, bro, leave the fucking girl. Get in the front seat.
Yeah.
So he gets
Either
in the
you're
front
in or
seat.
you're out.
I drive him home at 2:30 in the morning. I was like, dude, hit me up anytime. Like, I'll be out and about, driving around.
That's hilarious.
It was the greatest. It was the greatest thing ever. And like,
That's pretty good birth control too.
seriously,
Yeah,
but
no
then,
doubt.
It was like day 91. He like looked up at me and was like, and smiled. I was like, that's it. And he's the greatest kid. Like,
That kid's got some great hair.
it's so fun. It's just fun. And it's challenging, doing mornings and having because you just want to fucking sleep. I just want to sleep.
Yeah.
And Hannah is very anti-nap. And so
For you mean? Or
for me,
for adults, yeah.
yeah, me only.
Yeah. You only.
But there's
Literally the only human that's not allowed to nap is me.
that's like every wife though. There's
Every
nothing
wife.
more annoying than your husband when he falls asleep at a time where you
Like, hey,
Yeah.
you can't do it.
Well, think back about Mikey's schedule. Do you remember what he would do? He would go to bed at 6.
6.
Yeah. And
Came home and napped.
yeah,
You
he
know
came
what?
home and napped.
I don't fucking blame him now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't want to spend any time at all with him. I was like, man, eat in his room.
Trust me, Jay, I've tried all of it.
Now let me ask Jay and Sienna, because you guys have multiple kids, and maybe you want to hear this, or maybe you don't, Woods. After you, does it make it easier knowing that, with a second, knowing, that there's an end to that tough period? I don't know. Do you go in with the second kid being like, I know this is temporary. I went through this. I don't know.
Yeah. They pretty much kind of take care of each other, I think. They start to kind of play. You're not the only one that around anymore. You have the other kid to entertain.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We always talk about it now. It's like, we wish we would have kept having a few more kids. Yeah, because we thought about it a little bit after Jasper. Yeah, we should have had one more. So he'd have had a buddy growing up.
Yeah.
So, because Jasper's 17 now.
Well, that's what a lot of people say when you have,
How can that be?
a few that are close in age, and then you have the one that's so different, because then it's like having an only child where you have to do everything for that kid all the time.
Exactly.
Jay, have you caught him yet with a girl?
Oh, he's got a steady girlfriend. They're all about it. Yeah.
Those Isabels love their relationships.
They
Oh,
do.
he is. It's his first serious girl, and they are all about each other. So who knows with the long term? I'm thinking he should maybe get out there a little bit more. But
Bo's already had sex with 6 girls already.
Oh wow, I believe it. I believe it to be true.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to see some photos?
Yes.
Here, I got a photo show. Let's see if I can figure this out.
Way back.
No?
Is it of us?
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
my
my God, Jay, you are so prepared.
So can you guys can see this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So remember the photo shoot?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we did the first photo shoot with the guy that was from his old show,
Yep.
and he kept the pictures from the belly up,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We had to do 2.
and we had to do a quick photo shoot at the car wash. So this is us behind the car wash.
I am moving a block from that car wash. My favorite pizza joint is right next to it. Every time I go there, I'm like, dude, we did our pictures here. It's so random.
So random.
Yeah, I would drive by that and think that all the time. Oh.
Yeah, I like this one.
Look at that.
That's your engagement.
That's my engagement. Yep.
Engagement at the seaside.
Seaside.
I'm still packing on the baby weight in that photo.
I never lost mine, so.
Oh my gosh.
Lauren's meat suit.
Oh!
That was your meat suit when Lady Gaga did the whole thing. You were vomited in the recycling.
Oh, yeah.
That
Same
is-
sentiment.
Unbelievable. Holy shit.
How about this one?
Hey.
Oh my God.
Look at us. We're also, you guys all look so young.
I don't. I still look
I was 3 months pregnant with Sage, and no one knew.
Gosh.
No one
I
knew. I remember when you broke the news to us, I was like, oh, what?
Yeah. How?
How?
Oh my God. I remember being terrified to tell Mikey.
You told me.
Yeah, and you were like, he's going to be cool. It's fine. And he was not cool.
He was not cool. He was not fine.
No, I was like, oh my, he's like, I just, I really wish you were married.
This picture makes me want to do this.
Oh, gosh. Nice hand in the pocket there. Wow.
You?
Yeah, oh yeah, I got the two figures out. Here's another one.
Jesus Christ, these are so old. Look
They're
at
sold. That's my shirt, Woods. You're wearing my button down.
Oh, that's right.
I like this one.
I don't know if I've ever seen that one.
I just was doing a search online and found a bunch of them.
Jay, look at Jay's eyebrow.
I know. I look like I could be in Nickelback.
Yeah, you do.
Wait, go back. Look how much bigger Mikey is than all of us.
I know. Weird, huh?
I guess that makes sense.
If you could just make me bigger, then he was bigger. So
Man.
Woods with his glasses.
Oh my gosh.
Hollywoods.
Legit.
What? Is that real?
That's real.
Hold on.
Look here, it's real.
That looks like a wig.
I can see the future.
Your hair
You don't have your perfect haircut. What was it? The
THC.
PhD.
perfect haircut.
Oh,
Lauren's wedding. I'm liquored up.
Me too. Holy shit.
that makes three of us.
Yeah. You look great though. I look like I'm hammered. Well, I was hammered.
Me and Kim
Oh,
look
we
like
were.
we're still on the sober train.
Yeah.
Mookie.
Mookie. This is when I was tripping balls at the concert. Amy Huffman had given me this giant thing of chocolate that was at an edible.
Right.
Oh,
Bird's eye.
fun.
How about this?
My gosh.
The
That was-
burlesque show.
That was the end.
That
was
was
those
No,
auditions.
I never went to one concert. I was a horrible person. Like, no wonder they were like, get this girl out of here. She doesn't give a shit.
Ballin'.
So I met a ballin'. You guys all made fun of me, but I officially met a ballin'. He came
Wow.
up to me. He goes, my name is Ballin. I'm like, oh, seriously. He showed me on his ID.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Ballin.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Holy-
Mikey, dyed in costume.
Oh my gosh.
Miss
Oh,
Piggy.
amazing.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, ew.
Holy
This
shit.
the reunion. I think this was like a 28-hour.
Yeah, it was 28 hour.
Yes.
Oh, those are some bad clothes.
And then just so you know, the MikeyShow.com is for sale.
Oh my gosh, what?
No.
You could own it if you wanted to.
Wow.
Nobody needs it, I guess. So,
$13.95?
yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. $1,400 for that.
$4
I guess so. How do I unshare?
Dang.
You're asking the wrong
I'm
person.
gonna do that.
Oh,
Oh, there
Hey,
it is.
Jay, I'm so impressed. Look at you.
It's been a learning thing.
That is so impressive.
Jay, how are all the grandkids?
Oh, they're so well. That has been the hardest part of this lockdown. For the first, month and a half, we didn't get to see them. I mean, we were having them for a while. We had them 5 days a week, and we kind of backed that down to 2 days a week. And then this all happened, and they were like, everybody's on lockdown, so we couldn't see them.
Oh,
They couldn't see us. Liberty just had her baby.
Oh, yeah.
And she was already kind of locking down before this all started. So we didn't get to, I've held that baby twice. And so she's still being super protective because her baby is
To this
6
day,
months
you've only
old.
held her twice?
What's that? Yeah, I've only held her twice.
Aw.
Yeah.
wow, man.
And so we just kind of got together the other day. It was Isla's birthday. So we got to go over and we had a swim date over here. And so immediately they jumped in our arms and we were just like,
Aw.
we've all been kind of doing pretty good on lockdown. You know, staying home. I'll go ride my bike, but I stay away from people. And
Yeah. You've got 3 grandkids? 4.
I've got 3.
Great.
Three.
Amazing.
All girls, right?
All girls. Yep.
Is
Yeah.
Indy not like Maddie's clone?
Yes.
She is Maddie's
Exactly
clone.
like her.
But she's more like, it's funny, she looks like Maddie, but she acts like Nick.
That's how my kids are.
And then Isla looks like Nick and acts like Maddie. So Isla's like, she's kind of a little performer though. She's like, she has no problem with Happy Birthday being sung to her, and she knows exactly what to say. It's pretty funny to watch.
She's like, she looks like she has a personality.
No, they both do. It's so much fun.
Isn't that exciting, Woods? Like, you have no idea if your second kid will look anything like Bo.
Well, I told Hannah, I go, because we had that conversation of like, it was so hard and we wanted to kill each other and it was just hard. It was really, really hard when he was first born. And then he's grown up and I'm like, well, he's pretty much perfect in every way. Like, he's pretty much everything I could have ever asked for and more. I'm good. I'm so good.
Right.
He, everything I've ever wanted. And then that's it. And then, well, we got pregnant. She had a miscarriage, but it was really early. It was early, but it was really hard too. So I was like, okay.
Well, you guys told people too.
What?
You told her we're telling people that she was pregnant too. So that's even harder, right?
Yeah.
You told me.
I told you, we didn't like go public with it or anything, but so we had the miscarriage and then I was like, all right, so we're good. Like we have him. He's fucking perfect. He's the best. And then she's like, no, I want another one. I was like, all right. So right before I left to go to spring training, to out there for a week to cover the Padres and stuff, I was like driving home and she's like, all right, it's on. And I'm like, okay, we'll just hush up. We'll be good. We'll be quiet. And then like, she's gone in 3 times. Baby's got a great heartbeat, growing like perfectly. Everything's on track again.
Oh.
So then, you hear and you're like, I wouldn't let myself get too excited. Like, I just was like, all right, well, let's not get, and then now I'm like, all right, cool. And then like so Hannah's best friend Elise bought Bo this little doll, a baby brother doll. So he fucking carries this thing around and he calls him baby brother.
Oh.
That's the best.
And he like gives him kisses and he sits him and they watch TV and shit. So I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
oh, it's insane. So I'm like, all right, this will be rad. And Hannah really wanted a boy.
Yeah.
Boy, so badly. So we're excited. And it's nerve-wracking during all this shit because we don't know. So we're just cool. Like, we just don't leave the house except to, like, Hannah hasn't been to the grocery store. Like, I just go do all the errands. I'm like, I got it. But you just don't know. You don't know if some dipshit's got it and you bring it home. And so we're just being as careful as we can with her being pregnant and having a little guy at home. But
it's so hard not be able to hang out with your friends though. It's like
First.
Dude, not playing baseball. I'm just like,
yeah.
And it wasn't even the playing so much. It was just getting to see my buddies every Sunday for a few hours. And then of course, like we get a job on the Padres flagship radio station, which is like a dream for me. I've got a credential. I go into the clubhouse if I want.
Man.
And now I got to sit in the press box. Yeah, go in the shower with them, give them a little tug.
Oh yeah.
And now like we're finally on the flagship. And it's like, yeah, there's no season. So it's just like, God damn it. So, but.
So you're back working with the same people that we worked with before.
Well, yeah, there's a few still there that you guys would know. Like JR's still there.
Love JR.
JR, what'd you do to it?
Yeah, what'd you do to it? Did you move that furniture? Why are you moving furniture?
Hey, JR, the light won't turn on. The light bulb's burned out. What'd you do to it?
What'd you do to it?
Fucking light bulb burned out. What do you want?
Jeremy's still there, isn't he? Jeremy Pritchett?
Jeremy's there. He's PD of 94.9. Ciro's still there.
Oh, I love Ciro.
How's he looking?
Hello, me.
Yeah.
Great. Ciro is like a gem. Just a total fucking gem.
He's a friendly giant.
Yes.
He's great. It's weird. It was weird leaving the way I left and then coming back.
Coming right back in the door. That's the way it always is. What about Kevin?
Callahan's there. Yeah, he's like I never really see him because he's like up above. But like my boss is really cool. He's young. He's a younger guy, but he's like really he wants to win. So I love that. But
So
dude,
it's the same
still
building, right?
no, a totally different building, right across from iHeart, and stunning. Like it's insane. Remember when we got our new studio? Like,
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
holy shit, it's fucking.
Wait, it's across from the iHeart Media building?
Yeah,
The
right across the street.
Channel?
Right across the street.
Is that, gosh, so you see all those guys?
I don't really, but I worked there part time for when I left 94.9 and I wanted to get back in. I worked at iHeart. You know, I was thinking the other day, like I was at 94.9 for so long with the Mikey Show and then by myself. And then like I went to I've broadcasted on like 9 fucking stations in this town, which blows my mind still.
Yeah.
Sienna, you wouldn't recognize the building at iHeart. They're all on one floor now. They're all on the downstairs. They've gotten rid of the upstairs.
Wait, when did you go there?
I do work for them every once in a while. Like the DSC will call me up to do work for those guys. So
I would give anything to like go and walk through there because that was like, I mean, I was
it's
on
totally
Star, I
changed.
was on the country, I was on 933, I was on
Yeah.
Rockwood 53.
All the morning show offices are like mixed in with the sales offices, and it's
Whoa.
crazy. Yeah, it's big time
Changed.
different.
I mean, the business has changed so much, you guys, in the last 10 years that like, and you know, it's funny. Like, I don't talk to Mike anymore. I don't hear from him. I don't have any like I'm no resentfulness, nothing. Like I just can't carry it around, and it sucks that we all aren't still a show.
Yeah.
You know, that's the hardest part because that's what we moved here to do, and it was really fucking good. And you always see people like, holy shit, that was my favorite show of all time. And I know like what I have now is completely different. People love our show, but whatever we did in that year and a half span,
It was memorable.
it resonated and it has still stuck. And but it's funny because I find myself, I know that I learned so much in that time about like what good radio is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of the fucking taskmaster at with my show. Like, hey man, fucking you gotta get your rest. Hey, your recap sucks a dick. You gotta fucking write another one. Like because
Do you have someone line up your pens for you?
Oh my god!
I
want a black one, a red one, and a blue one.
I do all my own pen work. I do all my own
man,
pen work.
you're a hero. You're a goddamn hero.
Yep, I do all my own pen work.
Wait, I remember Lauren, did you put the pens in order?
Yay.
Me.
Oh my god!
For a while there, I had to carry his stuff. Remember how I had to carry this stuff from one
The
room to
bin?
the plastic tub?
Remember
Oh, I
the
forgot about the bin.
What was in the bin?
His headphones, his microphone, his Bible, his 3 different colored pens that he had to have, his randomness. And then one day Woods puts his headphones in there, and it was like a huge battle on the air.
I'm like, what's
It's because Studio M was being built, so we would go somewhere else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh my god!
But it's changed so much. Like we used to do our radio show, and we put our heart and soul into our radio show. And now it's like, yeah, your radio show is important, but make sure you do a fucking video of you know, dancing around. And then it's just like,
Yeah.
fuck, I don't want to do this. Like I yesterday after the show, no bullshit. 6 videos I had to do. 6 videos. It's gotten so different, and people can hear you on so many different platforms and stuff.
Yeah.
That it's just
all about, like the cross promotion now, and the multimedia.
Mm-hmm. Listen, like I don't argue with my boss. I don't, because I'm still like a pretty good soldier. But I'm telling him like, hey man, like all I give I'm like, just like Mikey would say, all I give a shit about is that 4 hours. That's all I fucking care about. The rest of it, like, and you know, I'm still ridiculously, because of him, I'm scared to be late. I'm scared to be not rested. I think in the 10 years I've been on the air, I've been hungover once.
Wow.
One fucking time. I went out and blew it out the night before and did a radio show once.
Remember when you went to jail?
It wasn't jail. It was a drunk tank.
That is jail. Broke a window with your elbow. That was like early on in the show.
What is gel, by the way?
You put it in your hair.
Hair gel. Come
Hair
on.
gel.
Bro, my career almost fucking ended before it started.
Yeah.
Oh
I don't
my
remember
God.
What was
Remember
it? The
that?
Reader? You got written up in the Reader too.
Oh, yes.
Red.
That
Oh my
was
You need to find that
Yeah.
article.
what was the date you got married?
Me?
February 27th, 2010.
We were on the air on February 1st.
Yeah.
February 26th was the night I went out, got blotto fucking drunk in North Park. Some guy tried to fight me
Yes.
because he fucking hated Mikey. I
Oh,
stuck up
hated
for
the
Mikey.
show. Yeah.
And the next thing you know, the cops actually, I'm trying to remember, it was very much a blackout. But it was talk about learning that lesson early. Nothing happened. I didn't get arrested. There were no charges or anything, thank God.
So lucky.
But holy fucking shit, 26 days in.
26 days
The
in.
guy that wrote the article like sent a plant in to fight you.
Yeah, that's kind of always been the rumor.
Named Ken.
Ken Layton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was always kind of the rumor. Like, a couple phone calls were made, and they're like, hey, the guy from the Mikey Show's down here. Let's get him fucked up and get him in trouble. And that's exactly what happened.
Well, even the promotion director at the time, is who you were out with, was against us.
Oh, he hated me.
He hated all of us.
Hated all of us.
Yeah.
And was like plying me with fucking drinks and shots and weed and all kinds of shit.
IPAs. You're like
Yeah,
used to
IPA.
Budweiser.
Stone.
Yes,
Yeah.
dude,
I
man.
hate sushi. I don't want your IPAs.
Yeah.
That was all it was.
Hey, by the way, I still don't drink IPA, so there you go.
Yeah.
I do.
I do.
So
I
that
will
was,
admit it here. I'm ready.
that was
right
a
now.
fun way to start. But talk about fucking terrified, man. Holy shit.
Ugh.
Holy
I
shit.
completely forgot about that.
No, yeah.
I
think
forgot about like everything you guys are saying, and then you say it. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The pen really got me though, lining those damn pens up.
What other memory lane do you have, JJ?
I found the video. I don't know if I could share it or not, though, but I found the video of the Wienergate when we were on the golf course, and you were. There was somebody actually filming it. It's Sienna. Sienna's in the studio with everybody, and I'm outside sitting at my desk, and it's in between during commercials. And Sienna's like, "Well, hold on, Jay can't hear any of this. You guys are all talking, and you're like, you're not putting it out." And Sienna goes, "Hold on, Jay, come in." And she opens the door, and then I come in, and it's a huge fight. But I don't think I could share the video. It's on Facebook.
I didn't save nearly enough things. Or like I don't know where they are. So
I don't
much.
know either. I
So-
had it for the longest time.
So you guys, a few months ago, I can't remember what I needed it for, but I needed something from our show. And I can't for the life of me remember what it was, but I think I was going to use, was I going to use it on our show
I
now?
remember you texted us, and Danny
Yeah.
got you some audio.
Yeah, so I go
Archives.
to the archives, and I spent like 4 hours down the Mikey Show rabbit hole of listening to old shows and reading descriptions, and I'm like, I don't remember any of this.
That's crazy.
I think it's m1site.com, and it's got every fucking show we ever did,
That's crazy.
insane.
and it's got
somebody asked me for something the other day, and I was like, I think it's all out there.
we
Go
got
look.
recaps. There's recaps of every show we ever did. And it's like Jay comes in with blah, blah, blah. Then LOB. And then Sienna says, and it's like, what in the fuck? Like I
don't want to hear it. I feel
Yeah.
like I would be such an arrogant, stupid young asshole. I knew nothing, and I thought I knew everything.
well, and it was such different times. Like you guys remember, I used to do a character about a gay fruitcake.
Was
Bryce?
it?
Hey, Bryce?
He was an actual fruitcake.
Fruitcake.
But my bit would be, I would call Mikey, and Mikey would be,
I remember.
hello, I'd be like, hello, Michael, it's fruitcake.
It's fruitcake.
And he's like, I don't understand. I'm like, I'm in Vons. I'm an actual.
Yeah.
Mikey, put me in your mouth, Mikey. You know you love to swallow me, Mikey.
Oh my God.
And he
I
would
thought
get,
you were talking about Bryce Torse.
and then Bryce Torch, he would do too.
Of course.
Fuck. And like, if I went on the air tomorrow or Monday and was like, hey guys, it's me, the fruit, I'd get my
Oh, you'd be
throat
killed.
slit. I would be killed. And that was just 10 years ago.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff he did that probably would not.
Oh my God.
I'm on eggshells every fucking minute of every day of my life.
I can't even imagine. And that's what's such a bummer is that's what I obviously don't miss just because you have to be so politically correct and everyone's so upset about everything.
But you shouldn't have to be. You should be able to be funny if you want to be. You
Remember
know?
when Mikey would do Remember when he would do the fucking Asian guy from Journey?
Oh my.
He would sing Journey in the Asian guy's voice, and I would fucking piss my pants laughing. And LOB, we would die when he would do that.
Well,
You can't
remember
do that now.
one of the 28-hour shows, he showed up as that little Asian boy.
Yeah.
Tuxedo.
He went to the Cheesecake Factory dressed up like that. The guy with the black wig. There's pictures. You get the black wig at the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, I think that's one of the hardest times I ever laughed.
I made him go in the.
You did.
I remember that, and I think I may have even peed myself.
I laughed so hard, dude. That was such a great.
The thing is, when Mikey was on, he's
the best.
so funny. And when he's a nice person, he's a really, really nice person. He just, and I don't know, hopefully he doesn't anymore. It's that dark passenger we talked about. It was like, he had that dark passenger, and when he came out, ooh, baby.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
I mean, I had never in my life experienced a panic attack until I moved here and started working on the radio. And I'll never forget when I first got one. And it was something, I can't remember what I had done that had made him so mad, but I remember walking on the beach. You know when you're walking like Cardiff Reef and you walk down that long path? And I was walking down the path just trying to clear my head, and I had to fucking grab onto the rail. And I started to like, and my chest got all tight. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And soon after, went to the doctor. He's like, yeah, it's a panic attack. And, you know, they're a lot less. They happen a lot less now than they used to, for sure. Because, you know, in my radio career, it wasn't just him that kind of fucking put me over the edge many, many times and drove me into therapy. But holy shit, man! Like when it got bad on our show, it was fucking unbearable. Unbearable.
We almost killed each other a few times for sure.
It was unbearable. Me and Jay almost threw down just once though.
A few times I thought.
Just once.
I remember the one time you sped off in your Suburban. He's like,
I was
so came right back.
I was so mad, but it wasn't. You know, it was all displaced anger because I never got mad at Jay. It was just like I felt.
Good job.
I felt so many times like, man, I'm fucking spinning my wheels here. You know, like, what are we doing? Can't we just do our show and do a good job and everybody pitch in?
When Lauren threw the paper in the air and it came down and cut your nose, that was my.
Oh, you know what? That was Sienna. You were gone at that point. We were being babysat, basically.
Oh,
we were being very harshly judged and watched, and our jobs were being dangled like this. And we had been through stuff. I guess. Did we sign an NDA? Can we talk about like?
I didn't sign anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we had been through like testimony with lawyers, and like we were just under a lot of stress, and we were talking for like 4 minutes in a 4-hour show, and we were working harder than we had ever worked and being shit on. And so like I just was like, what am I doing? I'm waking up earlier than I was. I'm staying later than I was. Our show is not good. Like, and so I was like, I had gone and I talked to our boss, and I was like, look, I can feel it. Like, I'm not putting a lot into it. And I feel like I'm like coming in with a bad attitude, and like I feel like the writing's on the wall. You're paying 3 of us to be here to like
a one-man job.
Yeah, and I was like, if you could just like lay me off so that maybe I could get like severance and unemployment. And they were like, no, you're good. And I was like, they were like, you know, I think you should just try to stick it out. And I was like, all right. And then that was like a week, and then. What were you? He was trying to get me to do Adele? Was it Adele?
Yeah, it was Adele. Yeah, it was Adele.
Yeah, he was trying to get me to do it. He was like, you have to do this bit, LOB. And he's like super enthusiastic about it.
Fired up.
He's like, you got to do it. And I was like, I'm not doing it. Woods, I'm not doing it. And I was like, I said I'm not doing it. And I threw the paper in the air, and it came like slowly down and sliced
Like-
Woods across the face.
Yeah, like
How does that even happen?
How does that even happen?
I was
I
like,
don't know, but I walked out of the room, cried, and then walked into the boss's office, and I was like, "That's it, I quit." I was like, "I just assaulted."
I just assaulted.
Oh,
Woods kept his shit
know that
together though.
that's
He
how
was
it
like, he
went
was so
down.
dumbfounded. He's
I
like,
was like,
Ugh.
she just cut me.
yeah,
She just cut my face.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
came perfectly across, and I mean, I remember saying to the bosses, I was like, "Look, Jay, you tell Jay to dig a ditch. Jay's gonna dig a ditch. Like he's the hardest working guy I've ever seen." I'm like, Woods is in love with radio. Like I'm the odd man out here, and I was like, if you're gonna fire somebody, fire me. And they were like, "You're not going anywhere." And then Jay, wasn't it like a week or two after I left that they let you go?
Yeah. They came in and they were like, yeah, they couldn't, if we don't have all of you, we're not gonna have any of you. Well, except Woods. And I was like, and we want you to stay around to train Woods on how to do this. So take 2 weeks to show him how to do it. I'm like, wait a minute, whoa. You want me to leave, but you want me to train my replacement.
It's
I'm like,
so
hey Woods, you got it? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm out of here.
bro, I've never been. You have no idea what that first Monday on the air by myself running the board as a fucking jock. I had less than zero idea what to do.
Yeah.
I had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and I just remember going home and being like, well, you quit a gig you were making, 120K a year at. You left your family. You moved out here. You've made somewhat of a name for yourself. It's fucking sink or swim. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to be the best jock that I can be. And then, after about 6 months of playing the same fucking records,
God, kill me.
when they knew I was kind of over it, like I would be playing fucking fart noises over songs
I heard that.
because I just would be like,
in that time, right?
huh?
But you met Hannah in that time, right?
I met Hannah. Yeah. So when I was going through my divorce, and then I was still a jock, and it was a Tuesday, and I was just like sitting in there like,
Oh.
fucking murder me. This sucks. Like I hate it. And then fucking next thing you know, in walks Hannah, and I was just like, whoa, all right.
Just like wind blowing her
Yeah,
hair.
It was
Halo
just like,
around her.
dude, she left the studio, and I like put my hand on the board and was like, what the fuck was that? Like, holy shit. And yeah, I mean, so I don't know. Like I just have always, there's probably a big part of me that doesn't, it's probably ego driven that like, I don't want to be forgotten, like I don't want them to forget me. Like and then now, but I've grown to love it so much that I will probably be that last motherfucker, like
On radio.
radio flag. Like I just love it. I fucking love it. I still do. And like, I can bitch and piss and moan all I want, but like, and I talk to a lot of kind of the younger kids in the business now, and they'll call me and
I bet you do.
they'll ask me about like, I don't know if I should, and I'm like, look, it's fucking easy.
Yeah.
If you love it, figure it out. If you fucking don't love it, get the fuck out and get out now. And I said,
Plenty
but
of people will take it. Yeah.
you have to absolutely fucking love it, period. And if you don't, it's the worst goddamn job in the world. In the world, it's so bad if you hate it. But
Sienna, do you still have the boots Mikey got you? Do you still have the boots? The
No!
leather boots that
I
Mikey
never even wore them.
Oh, that was so weird.
They were like high. I think they were like above the knee, right?
They were.
Were you guys there when I opened it?
yes,
And
Like-
so was Rebecca.
Yeah.
air.
Yeah.
You know what? I gave them to my sister, Avalon.
Which one, Waverly?
Avalon.
Waverly? It's like
I
looking at
felt
the
so
sun.
uncomfortable, and I think like Todd was uncomfortable, and
Everyone was uncomfortable.
Everybody was
he just gave me like thigh-high leather boots for my birthday.
He
The
wanted
best-
you to try them on.
The best times
Yeah,
the
put 'em
best
on.
times ever were because I was here in the middle. LOB was to my left. Sienna was to my right. Jay was behind us all. But shit like that would happen, and I would just do this. I would look over at LOB, and she couldn't look at me. Like she would be like, I would just glance over at her. I'm like, I've never laughed so fucking hard in my
Oh.
life as the time. One time we were doing a couple times we were doing a meeting that long meeting with Randy Lane. Mikey, it's Randy.
It's Randy.
And fucking LOB's like, I have to go to the restroom. And she comes back from the restroom and she takes that black wig and she shoves it in her pants and it's popping out of the top. And she goes, hey, thanks, Ovation. And
Oh my God.
I almost pissed. And you know what's so funny, dude, is like for months, LOB would like, LOB would not give jack shit on the air for like 2 months. Nothing. Like nothing about like her weird childhood, nothing about other mother, any of that shit. It all had to be dragged out of her. My fucking partner now is the exact same way. He'll say something, I'll be like, whoa, you fucking what? And I said it on the air like on Friday. I go, hey, I'm out of fucking stories. I've got nothing. Everybody knows all my fucking stories. I'm done. I'm out of shit. And that was always my favorite part about it. Like Lauren would be like, oh yeah, I remember I fucking freaked out at my birthday party when I was a kid because I didn't get fucking, what was it? Fettuccine Alfredo? Chicken parm, yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same way that I think you remember parts of the show and I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like a recent memory access person and then like everything else just gets pushed back.
Dude, I was thinking about the other day, I used to call Mikey as Luke. I used to call Sienna. Remember the bit I did with Sienna? Hey, what's up? Hey,
Yeah.
no, stage. And like, you know what? Put mom on and be like, hey, what's up? It's mom. And it was the same voice for everybody.
Oh my gosh. See, I would not have remembered any of that.
I'm so afraid to like even do voice. I did 1,000 voices. So did LOB. I won't do shit on the air now. I'm terrified. Like I'm just terrified of throwing my balls out there these days. It's so weird.
You wouldn't do it at all, though. It took us forever to get you to do. You were doing, who was a singer? Crash Into Me.
Dave Matthews.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dave Matthews. You did it all the time, and it was hilarious. You were always in your robe.
Yeah, in the robe.
Hanging out underneath the board.
That was one of the times I almost peed myself, too, was the better not ban my peanuts.
My peanuts. Mikey was so mad at me.
My peanuts.
He was so mad because I just riffed it off the top of my head. And
You ran.
Yeah, I ran.
Across the room, picked up a guitar.
And that was when I was fearless. And now I'm like, I'm such a fucking badge these days about it. It's so weird.
I went the opposite way. I started out scared and then I was like, fuck it.
LOB's other mother is still, and it's
my mom finally stopped doing that in like the last 6 months.
It's the best. It's one of the best bits I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, it's so good.
But it was like, okay, I was like, all right, Mom, so when I have a kid, are you gonna stop doing that? Or she was like, yeah. And then she kept doing it. And then it's just like, it's a very awkward thing to respond to.
Explain?
Because she'd be like, oh, hey, Lauren, how's it going? Hold on. Oh, someone's trying to grab the phone. And then she'd be like, hi, Lauren. It's me. And she would do the whole like other mother bit. And I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, Mom.
Didn't that come up like for the very first time when we were off the air? And everyone's like, hold it! Hold it!
Oh.
We're doing this tomorrow at 7:10.
Look, it's TMC.
No, I'm not.
HMC.
Whoa.
Okay.
Look at that gun show.
Now he has his shirt on.
All right. You guys get to it.
Don't be scared. He's still scared of us.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a thing going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah? You wanna come say hi? Come here, come say hi. Oh wait, you have no pants on. Never mind. Back up.
Yeah, put that away.
What's happening in your house?
I have no idea. They're doing like a show or maybe a Mother's Day thing or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
Wow, you gotta have pants on for a show.
Yeah.
Oh, they're making
It's a
cookies.
Mother's Day show.
Cookies with no pants on? That's just dangerous.
Sounds delicious.
My
Yeah.
guy's gonna be getting
Oh.
up in like 5 minutes, so I probably need to jam.
Yeah.
We'll
But
do another one, guys.
yeah, we need to do
Yeah,
this.
let's do another one.
Let's do
Awesome.
Paul.
We need to get together too soon.
When this is over, yeah, happy hour.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. Love you guys.
Love you.
Ciao.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
So fun.
Talk to you soon.
So fun.
Later.
Bye.